This is Dave, and this video has a beginning, and it all started here. This is where I do my editing and anything I do on the computer. I also do the books for a church and my church and stuff like that. All from this little cubby in my kitchen. So my desk is kind of messy right now. And you can see the dogs have like a little spot. You can see that Tess is taking advantage of it. Alright, but the reason for this is, the video today is all about my next project. And this is of the things, this is probably going to be one of the harder projects. So this is an elevated deer blind. The fact that it's elevated is what's going to make it hard, and that I'm 62. So building it's going to be a challenge. But anyways, I anticipate, 10 feet long is how high it will sit approximately. And so I need, 4 hefty beams for it to sit on. And I'm looking to make them like 5 by 5 or even 6 by 6. So, and then they all come out close to that. And then, the rough design is a door, and I anticipate like a climb up ladder with a little platform. So the ladder would be like this, little platform here. You can open the door, walk in. Door would have to, I'm going to have this so the door turns in, so it's not taking up the platform. Window on one side, window on the other side, but opposite the door, and then the front would have the narrow shooting slat windows. Because where this is going to be is basically about 20 feet behind my shed out at the property. So yeah, from that perspective, I don't think there'll be a lot of opportunity to shoot out of the side windows. It's more for just observation. Pretty much everything will be front forward. So yeah, this is how it starts. It's just a plan. And then in today's video, I'm going to go over, I finally got all of the beams cut, and 3 of them stained, 1 more to stain, and then another coat of stain. I'm making these, the bracing and the floor joists I'm going to buy. That's going to be pressure treated. These are going to sit on concrete pads. The actual structure of the blind is going to be made out of either probably 2x2s and with a 2x4 ceiling or roof. And you can see it's got a shed roof, so it slants to the back. The siding on it is probably going to be some kind of T1 or something like that siding. The roof itself will probably be shingle. The windows I'll order, the door I'll pick up at Home Depot. Eventually it'll get insulated. I don't know if I'll do much else than put a couple chairs in it and maybe a propane heater. But yeah, the whole concept here is, I don't know how many more years I'll be able to climb up a tree with, the reality, I don't know how many years I'll be able to keep climbing up a tree and, using a climber. I want a place I can go hunt. Today we're going to look at, how I made the beams and kind of what I went through. Here's how I did it, and yeah, hope you enjoy.
those chips. That's after sharpening with the Dremel chainsaw sharpener. It's a really nice job. Maybe down here. Let's keep going the other way. Whew. It's a warm one in Tennessee. See what that looks like. Ah, Jador. Alrighty, this will be the first pole for the elevated tree blind. So let's get this off and get a good look at it. 3 more to go. 3 more to go. Whew. Alrighty. So let's take a look at its dimensions. Probably better do it. Let me do it both ends. Let me get this big. This end is fairly square. Let's see. So we're roughly 6 by 6.5 on this end. So this is 5 by. So this end's 5 by 5.5. So I'm a little bit bigger on that other end. It's mainly because it was rounded. I wasn't sure. Well, I didn't do a good job of centering it on the first cuts. But anyways, yeah, there we go. That's a good looking pole. So get it swept off, and then I'm gonna coat it. So I got a video where I show how I mix this up, but it's roughly 50% use motor oil, 50% diesel. Do not use gas. You have to use like diesel, maybe kerosene, but it's got to be something that's a low flammable and doesn't evaporate super fast. Goes on super easy. Work it in, and we'll probably do 2 coats of this. So this is coat 1 on post 1. And as a reference,
well, how
like
about that?
We treated that.
All 4 of the posts done.
It has a spare as well. Too much.
That one needs to be stained. That one, and that one need to be restained, and that one will need another coat. We'll put 2 coats on them. It's not really stain; it's motor oil. But anyways, getting closer to, to put up some beams for the foundation of the elevated shooting blind or hunting blind, which will go pretty much right behind my barn, and then look out into the, that way as I get older I won't have very far to walk. To go hunting, it'll be easier.
Roll it and repeat.
All right, Dave out. Well, Dave and, oh, look at Lillie. Yep. Sorry, buddy, that's a private moment.
The process.
All right, Dave and Lillie out.
All right, folks, you're going to see just a simple time lapse of me making a beam. It's 5 inches by 5 inches, approximate, and it's going to be a little bit over that. And then I think it's 12 feet long, 11.6 maybe.
Well, how about that? We got all 4 of the posts done. That one needs to be stained. That one, and that one need to be restained. And that one will need another coat. I won't put 2 coats on them. It's not really stain, it's used motor oil. But anyways, getting closer to, to put up some beams for the foundation of the elevated shooting blind or hunting blind, which will go pretty much right behind my barn, and then look out into the, that way as I get older I won't have very far to walk. To go hunting, it'll be easier. All right, Dave out. Well, Dave and, oh, look at Lillie. Yep. Sorry, buddy, that's a private moment. All right, Dave and Lillie out.